Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
Welcome back, all of our returning subscribers. Hey, y'all, to all you new people. This is where we talk about floss. This is where we talk about cross-stitching, known as Flosstube. Blech.
Words are hard. Ambulance is going through the intersection. That's how my week's going, y'all. It is Tuesday, March 17th.
Not Monday.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. If you can't tell by the scarf. By the St. Patrick's Day gear. It's not Monday. Someone had, of all the times, to have an allergy flare-up.
You know, a lot of people get sinus infections that are like
Poor
in their
Joe.
nose. I get them in my tear ducts.
My poor husband. So, yeah.
I got greeted by a person asking me if I had flu-like symptoms wearing a mask and gloves.
I'm laughing because if I wasn't, I'd be crying right now.
Luckily, my boss is like, okay. And the only reason I didn't go to work is because this makes me touch my eyes every 10 seconds. What are they telling you not to do?
Touch face. So.
Now you want attention.
Get a full day's worth of medication and you'll be good to go for tomorrow.
Actually, I think it was more the full night's sleep because it kept me up last night.
Well, yeah, there was that too. You haven't slept well, which didn't help. But yeah, you looked much better this morning when you came home, or when I came home from work this afternoon. So we've been all over the whole area trying to find Lysol aerosol spray for inside of our cars. Can't find any.
Can we just use the wipes we have?
We're probably going to resort to just wiping steering wheels and door handles and whatnot until I can find some. Unless y'all got some suggestions. As I don't know what else to do. I am still working. The daycares have not closed. I'm a little... As the week creeps on, I'm getting a little more and more irate because children are very asymptomatic with this.
Please define that for everybody like me who has no idea what the frack you just said.
It means they're carrying this little virus around and nobody knows it. Until an adult associated with them gets sick. I'm getting a little bit irritated because there's a lot of talk about social distancing and protecting those social boundaries. And our governor is leading the way in a lot of things, but he's not doing this. And I don't understand why at this point.
I do, but you didn't listen to me.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get much worse at this point. But we'll deal with it as it comes. Keep your social distance. We're not in quarantine. Nobody's in. If you're in the United States, you're not sick. You're not in quarantine. You're not in lockdown. They just want you to stay away. Stay apart.
Or as a lot of us Czech fans have said, just start doing this. Live long and prosper.
Yes.
You guys should draw on that hand too if you can.
We're going to move on because seriously, I've been not doing well with this and my anxiety is...
Okay, moving on. Stop it out.
Well, we have to talk about... I'm playing with my scarf. So I took a scarf from the Dollar... I bought this scarf from the Dollar Tree last year after St. Patrick's Day for like 50 cents, maybe a quarter. And I took it and I tied it around my ponytail. And I've been playing with it all day. I've got that 50s vibe, you know. The girls used to use.
Don't you have a dress that actually looks like it's from the 50s?
I have a couple that are 50s retro vibe dresses. I need to find a couple more because I love my retro dresses. But a lot of them are not cut for big girls, so there is that. So yeah. Hashtag Cat made me do it, and not the one on the ground that's playing with our table right now.
He's rubbing off.
It's wiggling a little bit. I don't think it's too bad. Hashtag Cat made me do it. Not that cat. I joined a new game. It's called Dragon Lore. 100% legit, or ripoff of the Stitching Wars game of Myth and Magic. The gals that started this one were upset with Myth and Magic. It is what it is. The Myth and Magic team has said they're okay with players playing both. The Dragon Lore team has said they're okay with players playing both. As long as we're okay with if it ends up running concurrently, we deal with that. They're okay with it, so we're all okay with it.
Well,
so Kat was the one who shared it. Kat, I don't remember what Kat's Flosstube is. She's on Flosstube. I suppose I can find it. She was the one who shared it with us. And all of my giants were like, we're going to go see what it's about. We're going to go play. And then they all started joining clans. And Mama Giant Megan signed up to be a clan leader. And Kat signed up to be a clan leader. And so I'm like, all right, fine, I'll join. So I went and joined. And poor Kat had nobody on her clan that she knew. So I joined her clan and somehow ended up being her second in command on the clan. And, well, so that's where my life's at right now.
So what is your title?
I am Lycane Princess. I'm a werewolf princess.
No biting.
So that's how my life's been this week.
Hey, I know your weakness. I will hold up floss and a lighter and tell you to back off.
Apparently we have found my join all the things button. Challenge groups? I like my daily 30 challenge group. I like WhipGo challenge group. I like WhipGo because it's very laid back. I like daily 30 because it's pretty laid back. Stitching Wars. That's my join all the things button. I got nothing, people. I got hashtag cat made me do it.
Hashtag learn to say no.
All right, honey. Why don't you read who we've got love from.
Andrea, Bridget, Glenna, Megan. Did I pronounce that one right?
It's pronounced Megan.
Megan. Magan. If you get the reference for Magan, you actually get points. And Victoria. That was actually a reference to something.
Fabulous.
Fabulous!
Let's move on to Whips. Whips.
My bug ran away and joined the circus.
Someone's not whipping it.
My bug ran away. I have no desire to stitch right now. Probably because of the fact that, one, I haven't been feeling good. Two, all the bullshit going on.
I haven't been very stitchy lately. Even though I'm playing this new Dragon Lore game, my stitching's been a little bit down because I'm stressed. But oh, sorry, guys. I haven't been sleeping well either. Okay. I didn't do the math on my stitch counts for this week, so it's not. I'll put a slide in after we go through Whips. Not that it probably is that big of a deal. So I had to stitch on something that was an impulse purchase to finish up Gilligan's Island week. Because remember, we were on Gilligan's Island 2 weeks ago. We didn't get new proms on Friday the 6th. So to finish up Gilligan's Island week, we had to stitch on something that was an impulse purchase that we purchased just perusing the shelves of our LNS or scrolling online. That's what happened with Miss New Year's Fairy. I made a working copy of the whole thing because I don't know why. I did. And then I realized I think I copied the front and realized I copied the wrong side. So a working copy of both of it. So I had to put in 600 stitches. I put in 612 stitches on Miss New Year's Fairy.
She looks like a fairy now.
She's a fairy. Did I have to do anything to finish those wings? I think I put this around these wings. And then I did all of this wing. And that totaled 612 stitches. And I think I put a little bit in on her dress. Obviously I put a little bit in on her dress because there's the thread. So, her top half is done. Well, part of the watch is in her top half. But up here is done. I need to put the watch in.
Well,
There's
considering
beads.
right here is her hips, I would say the top half of the woman is done.
Well, I take that back. I need to add beads. But I kind of want to get the rest of the dress done before I add beads. The way the chain holding the watch is stitched, part of the chain is stitched in gray stitches and part of it is done in gray beads. And I'm going to do it all in beads to give it like that chain-like look. I don't know. This is stitched on a 28 count even weave. A silk weaver's even weave in the colorway Fantasy. So y'all know. That's going to put away for right now. So we'll put that out here. That was loud.
Hey, honey, the dead called you. Woke him up.
Womp, womp, womp. So then I moved on to the monthlies, which were all Nashville Needlework Market themed. Had to stitch, I think we touched on those a couple videos ago. I had to stitch on something that was square to represent the layout of the Embassy Suites Hotel where they have Needlework Market. All Embassy Suites are kind of laid out the same. They have that center courtyard. The rooms have a living room with a nice, lovely front window overlooking the courtyard and the balcony hallway. They're very lovely hotels. So I had to stitch on something square. And I split my stitches on this. My nice square border on Stitcher's Code. So I finished this. It's on a white Ada. I believe it's 14 count. I think it's 14 count. It doesn't look like it's 16. It says there's no such thing as too much fabric. And that was 270.5 stitches to finish this because there was some back stitching, some quarter stitches. I had to make a small adjustment because the block was 1 row too short. Oops, it wasn't my fault. Small adjustment of making the fabric stack shorter. It wasn't that hard to fix. It wasn't that hard to fix. This is supposed to go back to its home on Friday. Fun Night's been canceled. All group gatherings have been canceled at this point, so I'll just have another month, which actually probably works out for my group because a couple of the girls were struggling getting some of their pieces done for this month. So it worked out for the best, really, in that regard. It's a bummer. I'm going to have to go over there and get my market stuff because I don't think I can wait till I put my market stuff.
You know, we could have gone and gotten that today, right?
We could have, but it's okay. I'll get it eventually.
When does she close tonight?
I believe 5.
Never mind.
If there's no, it's late night. So then my other square bit to get to 500 stitches was my Hot Run Hollow block. So I'm doing the lighthouse block first. I'm scheduled to start the next block on the 29th. And this is on a 32 count even weave, hand dyed by the Slovak Farm. I don't know why I picked 32 count over 28 count. I just decided to do that. There's a solid chance my Hot Run Hollows, some are going to be on 32 count, some are going to be on 28 count, some might be on 18 count Ada. I'm kind of going for a varied look so that they have a little bit different sizes, so when I put them all together, They're a little different. Because my goal is to do these as individual blocks, finish them on a polystyrene block, and then kind of have them on a shelf display. But this is 32 count hand dyed by the Slovak Farm Cleveland Crud. That's what we're calling it, folks. We're calling this the Cleveland Crud. And that was 235 stitches. So for a total of 505 and a half stitches for 5 tokens for my square prompt. Maybe I need to cut this in half. It's a bit folding. It's a bit much. Oh, and I am doing a conversion on it. Hashtag obviously my lighthouse is black and white. I'm converting it to what I had in my stash. Their DMC conversions is a bit.
Hey, hon, what are you stitching that didn't come in a kit that you did not change?
Cardinal points.
Didn't they call for silk and you're using it in DMC?
No. Cardinal points. I got as called for in the Gentle Arts.
Well.
Okay. So then we had to stitch on something that would be a nice, lovely hotel for our market. Something, okay, what do I got that we could...
It was bothering me.
I don't think somebody's going to have something to say about that. Then I'm thinking, what am I going to stitch on that could be a nice, lovely hotel for our market? And I was like, wait, farmhouse B&Bs are like a thing. Like, people love B&Bs. The farmhouse B&B is a thing. I haven't stitched on this a while, so I'm going to put some stitches in on Scenic Farm.
Yeah, when the ends are full, they shove you in the barns.
Well, and I mean, I watch Barnwood Builders, and there's lots of lovely old barns that have been turned into houses. Those would be plenty big to make into a hotel bed and breakfast. We have our farmhouse. See where I'm going with this?
And a lot of farms do B&B work in order to help pay the bills.
Yeah, your B&B, you got all you need right here. Okay? Okay. So
Instead of bed and breakfast, it's bed and barn. Ba-da-da-da.
So this is 501 stitches. This is on the 18 count kit, Ada. I put fabric on the top and the bottom to make it a little easier to get it on the... Well, originally I was trying to do this on my frame, but I was struggling, so I just put it on my Q-stack now. But that's it. So I made a mistake. A lot of the half stitches are 4 strands, half stitches. And the first 2 colors I did it wrong. I did 2 strands, half stitches. So then when I was doing another one, I did the whole 4 strands, half stitches. I think they look like blobs. They don't have definition as a half stitch. It doesn't give me the effect that I think of, the dimensional effect when I'm looking at a half stitch in my brain. So what I'm going to do is, at some point, the half stitches up in here that I did in 4 strands, I'm going to pull out and I'm going to restitch them in 2 strands. Most of the blendies are the blend. Most of how it's blended with strands, it's 2 colors. It's only 2 colors. I think it's actually all only 2 colors. There are a couple half stitches that was like 2 strands of each color. I'm doing those as full crosses to get that full effect. It visually in my brain, it's what made the most sense. I know somebody's probably sitting there going, what the is she talking about? That's gonna look weird. But visually in my brain, it's what makes the most sense.
What? You're not sitting editing.
So that's how I'm doing it.
I love you.
I love you too. He's been picking on me all day. All right. And then I got actually a lot done on my monthlies. Like Friday night, I was sitting here going, I have done like nothing on my monthlies. I'm supposed to get a lot more done on my monthlies. But I managed to get I actually got 3 of my 5 monthlies done. I think there might actually be 6 monthlies. But I got 3 of my monthlies done. So it's not too bad. So then we had to stitch furniture for our lovely needlework Galleria show. Santa's house has furniture in it. What more can I say? This is stitched on a 14 count Opalescence Mountain Rose by Silk Weavers. Here we have the whole thing. And all of my stitching was on this side here. So our village is put in and one tree's in. This one's almost all in. So I've got a good, jump on this side. I'm almost done with that side. That'll complete a goal on it for 2020, which is to complete all of the outside of it. The other goal on this for 2020 is to complete the kitchen block. I didn't think I would get to, well, whip go goals. The 2020 goal on this is to finish it completely. I still have that as a goal. I don't think I'm going to meet it.
Considering the fact that it's huge and you're barely doing anything on it.
What he said. I tend to avoid it because it's very tedious because there's a lot of color changes. Oops.
Down goes the telephone.
Scratch myself. And I did 501 stitches on that for the monthly, plus 212 extra stitches on it for to get an item for Dragon Lore, because I was stitching on it and I didn't feel like changing projects for it. It's just where it was Sunday night. So that's my whips for this week. Moving on to, we don't have any haul.
Tidy plans.
Moving on to plans and announcements. Plans and announcements.
Okay. Do you want to do the BS one?
We'll do plans first. We'll keep our order. So, St. Patrick's Day.
Kind of what we do here.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Friday we got our new prompts from Shuro for Daily 30. By the way, Daily 30 is a closed group. There's no waiting list. You cannot request and join. It's a closed group because Shuro wants to keep the group small. If openings ever open up, we'll be sure to let you know, but
Good luck.
Virtual Stitchers has made the decision to start accepting members that people in the group already don't know. Does that make sense?
They've expanded it outside of people they know.
So they've opened it up again. So I will put the link. I'm a little hesitant still to put the link on it because of the drama.
Put the dang link on it.
I will put the link on it. So, Daily 30. We are celebrating St. Patrick's Day this week. Hashtag obviously not. So all of our prompts are about St. Patrick's Day for this week.
So it's about beef and beer.
Corned beef and cabbage is actually not a traditional Irish dish.
That's why I said beer. Because that is very
My phone
traditionally
just
Irish.
buzzed on the computer, so that's probably going to be loud right there. Alrighty then, let us talk about St.
Lefty
Patrick's Day.
then!
St. Patrick, there's a saying who's named St. Patrick. Hashtag obviously not. Fun fact, we go to St. Patrick's Church.
They have a green thing going on too.
And, yeah. Our old priest went wild with the green thing. But
I think it had more to do with his college alumni.
he wasn't an alumni of Notre Dame.
I thought he was.
I don't think he was. Our old priest enjoyed Notre Dame very much.
Yeah.
Fighting Irish. But St. Patrick was born in the 4th century in Roman-controlled Britain. He was kidnapped at age 16. He did escape his kidnappers and returned to Ireland. It wasn't probably at the same time. But he returned to Ireland in 432 AD. It wasn't. I don't think he escaped and then went right back to Ireland. I do think his education into the priesthood was after he escaped his captors. Now I don't remember. Somebody told me once, and now I don't remember. Also, fun fact: St. Patrick's grandfather was a Catholic priest because at one time Catholic priests could marry.
Hey, you're gonna make this video 40,000
Things you
years
know.
long with random stuff.
So, our task was to put 400. Our task is to put 432 stitches into a whip of our choice. I'm saving that to the end of the week because it's going to be whatever I feel like stitching on.
Next.
St. Patrick used a 3-leaf plant, not the 4-leaf clover, but a 3-leaf clover, to teach the Irish about the Holy Trinity because of the way the clover is attached to the stem. If you would like that lesson, send me a message and I'll give it to you. But to represent that, we are to stitch on something with grass in it. She's riding along some ground, and I'm going to say it's grass. It looks like grass. Looks like grass to me. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong, but it looks like grass to me. So we're going to put some more stitches. I know I'm right with singing.
Hey, honey, is your phone just compliment my eyes or what?
Beautifully. The official color of St. Patrick, because apparently saints have official colors. I didn't know that. The official color for St. Patrick is sky blue. Kelly green was not adopted until the 18th century Irish independence movement. So we can stitch on either sky blue or Kelly green or both to get bonus points. I do have something that has green on it. I think there's enough stitches on it. I know that my blue will be my Stores of Cochrane hollow piece because that water is a nice sky blue. Hang on. Sorry. I think there might not be. I gotta look and see how much green I have left on my angel, my nativity angel. Because we have to stitch in the actual color. So I may not be able to get the bonus points for that prompt. Guess what? It's okay. It's okay. Chicago likes to dump green dye into their river. I forget the name of the river that goes to Chicago now. They like to dump green dye into the river to make it green. It is all environmentally safe and natural dye. I don't know if they did it this year.
Probably not.
Because like everything's been canceled. I hope they did though. That would be that's the kind of thing we need to lift up our spirits. It doesn't take a bunch of people to do it. It just anyways.
All it takes is one guy in a truck with a hose. I'm tired.
So we are to stitch on, to celebrate that, we are to stitch on something that is dyed green. And I have lots of different greens in Plant Happiness, and they're all hand threads. And now I have the hiccups. So I'm going to stitch on that. Ironic that I have the hiccups and we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is associated with getting drunk over here.
Query. Do you have enough green on this thing to also do the green for the other prompt? It was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
Next prompt is...
And I appreciate that shot. Next prompt is... let's see, from 1999 to 2007, Dripsley, Ireland, held the title for the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. It was 26 yards from one bar to another. The new holder of this title is Hot Springs, Arkansas. Their parade is 98 feet long.
Let me guess, that is also from bar to bar.
Probably. So we're in honor of this, we are to stitch on our smallest whip. My smallest whip is an ornament. I currently have this little peppermint wreath ornament going. I'm fairly certain I have more than 300 stitches left on it, because this is a 300 stitch week. I'm fairly certain I have more than 300 stitches on it, left on it to work on. I'm currently in process of working on it now. I'll show you next week where I get. But should I finish that in 300 stitches, which I don't think I will, this would be the next smallest whip. So that's my plans for the week. Do you have plans?
I'm trying to find out where the heck my stitching bug went. I might want to check the bars.
Bars are all closed.
Yeah, but people would notice the stitching bug jumping in. Nobody noticed the blues joining dry. Come back with a stitching bug that walked 16 miles in the wrong direction before figuring out which way to come back to.
True story. True story. Okay, now for announcements.
Want me to do the annoying one?
Go for it.
We had to postpone the retreat until sometime in October. Unfortunately, the people at the hotel, as you can probably guess, are stupid busy right now, and they haven't had a chance to get back with us about when it's scheduled. Once, and repeat, once we have the new date, we will handle all the cancellation and rescheduling stuff. Until then, we want to do it all at once. Wait till we have the day so people can actually see if they can make it or not. Then we'll handle all the cancellation and everything else. The good news is all those people who said, well, April didn't work for me, now they'll have another day to try.
So my plan is, once I get a reschedule date, I'm going to give it to all of the everybody who's signed up. If that date doesn't work for them, I'm going to give them a couple weeks so we can figure out if that date works for them or not. Refund the people who aren't going to work, who can't work with that date. Then I will start accepting new signups. So once we get through some of this craziness, we're gonna work on it. I promise. We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna have fun. Come, you know, water, high water.
Come HE double hockey sticks.
Because I'm determined. So the other announcement is, with the schools being closed, I've been put on hiatus with PSR. With trying to keep ourselves healthy, we're not going out as much. The market was finally put on hiatus, so we don't have the market. Trying to keep ourselves healthy, we're trying to stay in as much as possible. Church has been canceled through Holy Week.
Does that include Holy Week?
Does not, at this point, it does not include.
They're trying really hard to do Easter.
They're trying, because Holy Week and Easter are like
the most important week in the Catholic religion.
they're the most, yeah.
Period. It's more important than Christmas. Honestly, it is.
And they're, yeah. So there's a lot of things that have been canceled now through the end of May, or through the middle of May.
You want to know my smart comment?
What?
1, 2, 3 Stitch still works. You have enough stash to kill somebody, and Steam still does downloads of video games, so we're good.
I have had time to work on dying. I think her mail just got dropped off. It's going to put Jesus out of me every single time it happens. I'm working. I had some fabric dyed for the retreat. I have pictures of it. I'm going to try to get it into the Facebook group, hopefully by the end of the weekend. I have some fabric to work on some more dyeing with. Until I can't order fabric and dye, I'm just going to, well, can't would be financially also, but I'm going to order some more fabric and dye. Well, I'm good on dyes, but keep dyeing. Bath and Body stuff, I'm working on plugging it out because as of right now, our vendor event, May 9th, is still on. We are still having the summer market in Overland at this point.
We'll figure it out. Next, move on.
So,
Move on.
if you're not in the Hand Dyed by the Slovak Farm group, request to join, and if you are, look for the fabric postings. Some of them are colors that I've already posted, but they're a better representation of how they're going to look on a whole piece of fabric. I've got a bunch of bags that I'm going to post. So if you're not in the group, join the group because you never know what you're going to find. You might enjoy it. That's all I got. This is going to be kind of another short video.
Not really. Probably about 45, 50 minutes.
My whip section was only 16 minutes.
Yeah, but this is a half hour plus all the other stuff.
Oh, okay. So, it'll probably be about 45 minutes. Okay. That's all we got right now.
Okay. Like, share, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me Bobby. And have a good week.
Have a good week. Stay safe, people.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck finding toilet paper.
Toilet paper's easy. It's the Lysol we need.